These beautiful awards that we have here tonight have been made for IMRO, especially for the Academy. They're made of bog oak and iron, and they are designed and created by the West of Ireland artist John Hogan. And we just acknowledge his skill and beauty. One feature that is common to all our inductees this evening is that their songs have endurability. Thank you. That rare ability to last down through the years, to be embraced by people of all ages, all over the world. The songs of our next inductee to the IMRO Academy have that endurability in spades. His songs have endured for over half a century. Yes, over half a century. Phil Coulter is without doubt one of the most enduring talents in Irish music. Thank you. And he shows no sign of slowing down. I have to take a breath before the next part. In the past 6 months alone, he has wowed theatre critics with a non-off-Broadway run of his own one-man show, completed a sold-out national tour, filmed a major US TV special, and written a specially commissioned anthem for Derry's year as City of Culture. He is one of only a small handful of songwriters who can lay claim to having had chart entries in every decade since the 60s. He announced his arrival quietly by winning Eurovision in 1967 with Puppet on a String, and coming second in 1968 with Congratulations, both songs which are now regarded as standards. Over the next number of years, he notched up hits with a diverse list of acts from Elvis Presley to Whelan Jennings, Cilla Black to Bobby Vinton, Billy Connolly to the Bay City Rollers. His credits, both as a writer and producer, are formidable and include icons like Van Morrison and Sinead O'Connor, classical greats like James Galway, and one-of-a-kinds like Richard Harris. He has won an extraordinary 5 Ivor Novello Awards, including Songwriter of the Year, and on top of that, 3 ASCAP Awards. ASCAP is the American Society equivalent to IMRO. Phil has always had a passion for Irish music and has worked with legendary acts like Planxty, the Dubliners, Liam Clancy, and the Fury Brothers. His contribution to the great Irish songbook, well, we should say to the great world songbook, is substantial. Scorn not his simplicity, Steal Away, Ireland's Call, The Town I Love So Well, to name but 4. A measure of the breadth of his talent is the international success of his orchestral albums, with millions of records sold, performances at the White House, the Nobel Peace Prize Awards, plus a Grammy nomination. His unique place in Irish music has been recognised by the awarding of 3 honorary doctorates and an hour-long BBC TV tribute. In 2010, he was honoured for his lifetime achievement in the music industry by his peers in BASCA, the British Academy of Songwriters, Composers and Authors. When asked recently to explain this staying power, he replied, "Simple. I turn up for work on Monday morning." I wish we all had Mondays like that. What other word can be used except congratulations, Phil, and welcome. Congratulations, Phil. Very well done.
Well, it's hard to know where to start to thank people for a career that has allowed me to get away with this for nearly 50 years. First of all, the record producers who recorded my songs, the arrangers who arranged my songs, the singers who sang my songs, right back from Butch Moore and the Capitol Show Band, recorded my very first song, right through to Elvis Presley, from Van Morrison to, well, Dustin the Turkey. I mean, you know, a cover's a cover, you know what I mean, guys? You know, a few bob is a few bob. As well as that, the people who have helped me professionally, and at my table tonight, there are a number of them who have been my advisors through the years. And of course, my wife Geraldine and my family. Because when you're part of a family of a songwriter, you have to know that a songwriter's life is a series of highs and lows. And thankfully, Geraldine and my kids have learned to live with both the highs and the lows. And also, of course, I want to thank IMRO. And, well, being the occasion that it is, I thought I should do that in song. Congratulations and celebrations. We six were thrilled when IMRO said they would induct. Congratulations and jubilations, because some said we're old and others said we're finished. Thank you. Some of the best times I ever had in the music industry was when I was producing the Dubliners for 3 or 4 years in the studio. That was an education, I can tell you. Especially, well, the hardest thing was to get the Dubliners into the studio at 10 o'clock in the morning. That was my real achievement. Especially when you had Ronnie Drew saying that the morning pint of Guinness was the most important one. And I would say, Ronnie, why is that? And Ronnie would say, because it gets the taste of the fucking toothpaste out of your mouth. I was really privileged to have worked with the Dubliners. The original Dubliners were a force of nature, let me tell you. I mean, 5 individual guys who were larger than life, but collectively, when you put them together, it was just a force of nature. It was a magnificent thing, and it was wonderful to be a part of it. I loved them all. But I had a special relationship with Luke Kelly. I'm going to do 2 songs for you tonight. And it's no accident, it's no coincidence that both of them were recorded by Luke Kelly. I have no hesitation about acknowledging the fact that I owe a great debt to Luke Kelly. Luke Kelly was the man who encouraged me when I was producing the Dubliners to look a bit further than Puppet on a String or Congratulations and write songs that had a little bit of substance, songs that would address some grown-up issues, songs that would maybe have a little bit of gravitas. Here's the first of them. See the child with the golden hair, yet eyes that show the emptiness inside. Do we know? Can we understand just how we feel? Or have we really tried? See him now as he stands alone and watches children play a children's game. Simple child, he looks almost like the others, yet they know he's not the same. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn not his simplicity, oh no, oh no. See him stare, not recognizing that kind face that only yesterday he loved. The loving face of a mother who can't understand what she's been guilty of. How she cried tears of happiness the day the doctor told her it's a boy. Now she cries tears of helplessness and thinks of all the things he can't enjoy. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn not his simplicity, oh no, oh no. How to face the future hopefully, surrounded by despair. He won't ask for your pity or your sympathy, but surely you should care. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn his simplicity, oh no, oh no, oh no. Well, as I said, it's no coincidence that the two songs that are probably the two most important songs in my own heart and soul, and I'm sure all my colleagues, my co-writers, and it's such a pleasure, such a joy, and such a reaffirmation to be sharing a room with songwriters that I've admired and envied and respected for such a long, long time. And I'd like to give a round of applause for all of those guys who are very, very special. Absolutely. And I know that all of us, Jimmy and Shay and Pete and Paul, and we've all been asked the same story. What's your favorite song of all the songs you've written? And I know for some of the guys it's going to be difficult because, you know, some have had a lot of hits and covered by major stars. For me, it's a no-brainer. When people ask me what's my favorite song, again with due deference to Luke Kelly, who was the man whose voice was very much in my head when I wrote this song, it's got to be The Town I Loved So Well. I will always see the town that I have loved so well, where our school played ball by the gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways. In the town I loved so well. In the early morning, the shirt factory horn called women from Cregan, the moor and the bog, while the men on the dole played a mother's role, fed the children and then walked the dog. And when times got tough, there was just about enough, and they saw it through without complaining. For deep inside was a burning pride in the town I loved so well. There was music there in the dairy air, like a language that we all could understand. I remember the day that I earned my first pay, and I played in a small pickup band. There I spent my youth, and to tell you the truth, I was sad to leave it all behind me, for I'd learned about life, and I'd found a wife in the town I loved so well. But when I returned, how my eyes have burned to see how a town could be brought to its knees by the armored cars and the bombed out bars and the gas that hangs on to every breeze. Now an army's installed by that old gas yard wall, and the damn barbed wire gets higher and higher. There are tanks and their guns. Oh my God, what have they done to the town I loved so well? Now the music's gone, but they carry on, for their spirit's been bruised, never broken. They will not forget what their hearts are set on tomorrow and peace once again. What's done is done, and what's won is won, and what's lost is lost and gone forever. I can only pray for a bright, brand new day in the town I love so well. Thank you, IMRO. God bless you.